Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Starflames and we are back with another video. In this video guys, I'm going to ask you all to keep your comments clean and respectful. Also, I'm going to ask you all to watch the video before commenting because oftentimes I'll see people in the comment section saying things that I haven't said, dragging me for the same things that they are against, I'm against, but they're dragging me. I don't know what's going on. But anywho, let's talk about it because I think that we need to have a healthy discussion around the controversies as it relates to Northwest's recent appearance. And I do hope that after this discussion, it leaves some people in a better place mentally, and I hope that it helps to shift, some people's outlook as how we look at celebrity kids and are oftentimes harsh and unfair to them. Now, most recently, Northwest, she stepped out with her mommy, Kim Kardashian, and they were in Los Cabos of Mexico to celebrate her 12th birthday. Now, Northwest, she was dressed in child-appropriate clothing, simple little kiddie stuff that is found in the kiddies aisle in any store, kiddies jeans. She was wearing some jewelry, kid-appropriate jewelry, and she was wearing a wig, blue. The front was braided down and the back was just, in one. Now, many people across the various social media platforms, many of them were saying that North looks old. She looks older than Kim. And people just started bullying this little innocent girl, saying that she looks older than 12 years old. Now, I want people to realize and understand that, first of all, this is bullying. Secondly, not every 12-year-old are going to develop the same. Remember that Northwest is already a racially ambiguous little girl. Her father is known to be a black man. Her mom is more on the racial ambiguous side, with her being half Armenian, her mom being white, and I'm sure there are some other things going on with Kim Kardashian genetics. And we know that genetics is just such an amazing, beautiful thing. It passes down to our kids and even our ancestors. Genetics are passed on to those kids. When you look at Northwest, you can tell that she's not developing as the average 12-year-old. She is a bit bigger and she has the genetic makeup of her dad very strong. You can see it, especially when it comes to her face. And you can see little Miss, Kanye's mom. You can see some of Kanye's mom in North. When you look at Donda's full frame, you're seeing Northwest. And we didn't see much of that when North was younger, but as she gets older, we're seeing more of Kanye's mom. But I think what is pushing people to bully this little girl is because in their heads, they wouldn't have their child wearing a blue hair. And people have been so misled to believe that kids should not have self-expression. And when you wear a colored hair like a blue, it means that you're out there, you're out in the world. People don't see it as expressive thought or creativity. And when a celebrity child is in, blue hair, it's as though it's an alarm or a siren going off in people's head, and they want to say just any goddamn thing, about people's kids. And I've watched the internet being so extremely unfair to Northwest that it's really, really concerning. And this is how you know that many of these people, it's not about North, it's their own personal insecurities, because I've seen, because many people have been comparing Penelope to North, saying, look at Penelope, she's just like a normal little girl. But there were times when Penelope was in her pink hair. What color was she wearing at one point? I think it was orange or something. Penelope has been in her moment where she's full glam on, makeup, colored hair, little shorts, little top, and no one has a problem with that. But for some weird, odd reason, there's this consistent need to pick on Northwest. And I'm like, God damn it, what has Northwest done to you people? Like, what did this little girl do to you? I understand many people may not like her father, and many people may not like her mom. But North is North. She's a bigger 12-year-old. She is maturing faster, and she doesn't look old, but many people want to shame her. Can you imagine body shaming a 12-year-old? Do you understand how low your self-esteem has to be body shaming a 12-year-old? She has her genetic makeup that was gifted to her by God, and you are body shaming this girl for looking how she looks at the age of 12. And I realized that the hair, what Northwest has on her head, are making people so insecure. And if a little girl wearing a colored hair as you insecure, then you know nothing about the kids, the origin of hair, makeup, or any little thing like that. And what is so unfair about it is that when these kids are going to school, they are given Play-Dohs, all the different color Play-Dohs. They're given crayons. They were thought to do tie-dye and all the colorful expressive things. But when they learn that in the classroom and they want to express it and translate it further, it is such an offense to people. Why? Do you realize that, like, the child is not going to school, and the color that a child wears in her hair has nothing to do with the child, their development, and how they see life? It doesn't mean that she wants to grow up too fast. It's just beautiful. It's just pretty. It's just a colorful thought and expression. And there are kids in my circle that are not celebrity kids, but when it comes to getting an Easter break from school, a summer holiday break, or a Christmas break, these kids are in their pink and their blue, and they're in the most colorful hair. But oftentimes, because it is braid, or we can say braids, it's more accepting. But when it comes to a celebrity kid, if they do the same thing, it's an uproar. It's an outrage. It's daring. It's too outrageous. And that is completely unfair. A child wearing a colorful hair, it could be a wig, it could be a braid. It doesn't mean that the child wants to grow up too fast. They see it as beautiful. They see it as colorful. They see it as sparkful. And it's just them having fun, just as how they would have fun with the Play-Dohs, the markers, and everything. When I look around, the kids that I know in my circle, when they're getting their hair braided, if they're getting braids, because normally when they are at the age 10, 11, 12. So when they're younger, they want to do all the braid colors and they want to do all the braid styles, and they want the braids to trim and fuzzy and look like a unicorn, and they want to have all the fairy tale looks. But as they get older, they may want to do, I want to change it a bit. I want some extensions now, And as a mom, I've experienced this with my child. Does it mean that the child wants to grow up too fast? Absolutely not. It's just an expressive thought. They think the color is just so beautiful and they cannot wait to wear a blue top, something matching, because it's just a colorful expression, and that's just it. It doesn't mean that she wants to go on a pole. It doesn't mean that she wants to be a stripper. It doesn't mean that she wants to be a lady of the night. It's just an expression, and that's where it starts, that's where it ends, and she looks appropriate. The little girl looks child appropriate. She was covered, she was wearing kids' clothing. I don't know if many people even realize that the clothing that she was wearing were actually, literally, kids' clothing. But why do people want this little girl to be who they think she should be and not who she wants to be, and who her mom and her dad has no problem with her being? She was around her dad with this dress code, and her father had absolutely no problem. So why are we attacking a 12-year-old because her body is developing differently, because she wants to wear a blue wig? Why? Doesn't mean that she's Kylie. I believe that that is what people is looking at. People are telling themselves, "Oh, North is going to become the next Kylie Jenner. We are seeing another Kylie Jenner," and we're not. We are literally not, because when Kylie was at North's age, Kylie wasn't like this. She wasn't. And when Kylie started going out in the world, she started wearing color extension, but not like this. She was showing a lot of skin, and she was around men and all of that stuff. And she started doing that when she was around 16, 17. So to project your own insecurities on Northwest, and to be calling this little girl look old looking because she has a bigger body type than the average 12-year-old, it's bullying. And it's not okay. The comments about this little girl, it's not okay. And people asking me to explain North's hair, it's disgusting. It's repulsive. Like, can't you see it's a wig and the front is braided down because that's what she wants, with a little side swoop? It is okay. Just as how you watch these little cartoons and the cartoon characters. And this is how you know that people have been so brainwashed by the internet that they cannot even give a reality check. In the cartoons, the cartoon characters will have blue hair, they'll have blue outfits, blue shoe, they'll have pink hair, they'll have all the rainbow pony colors and the ponies and everything. Everything is just bright, beautiful, and colorful. But after you allow the child to watch those cartoons, if the child wants to use their imagination and take something from that cartoon and translate it in their own personal life, it is an offense. And kids should be safe. Kids should be allowed to express themselves in a safe manner. And Northwest hasn't stepped out of that boundary. She is safe. Her outfit is child appropriate. It is the summer. I don't know what you'll want from this little girl, but to see so many people saying, "I'm gonna have to speak the truth. North looks old." Hold says who? Hold by what means? By what degree? So you're saying that because she has the genetic markup of her family, both sides, and because she's a black girl, she looks old? Is that what you're saying? She looks old because she's authentically her. She's expressing herself in the manner that she wants to, and she hasn't taken anything from anyone. Then she looks old? Y'all need to go. I'm not even going to say, but y'all need to do better. Y'all, it sucks. It stinks. And, you people need to get some help. And that's all I'm going to say about that for this video. We need to do better because there is no need to be picking on a little girl because her body type is different and because she's wearing something that is all around her that has been thought to be child appropriate, but because you would not allow your child to be seen in the same light and you would bully your child into not accepting themselves, it doesn't mean that you should be bullying someone else's child into not accepting herself. And those behaviors being promoted on the internet, it's vile, it's disgusting, and it's very dangerous. Not only is it dangerous to Northwest, it is dangerous to other teens that are observing these behaviors. And these behaviors, they do affect these little girls. We need to do better, and we can do better. North is not your child. Focus on your child. Have some little common ground. Look at the cartoons that the kids are watching and see how much the kids want to be as expressive as the things that they have been watching. And you have to be careful of the things that you promote, post, and endorse on social media, especially when it comes to minors, because it really does affect these children. And it's going to be something that your kids even inherit. You are promoting bullying of a child, an innocent child, because she's being a child and she's being expressive, but you think she should look other than how she was born and how she feels comfortable in her own skin. It's not okay. It's not cool, and it's not a good thing. We need to have some emotional intelligence and pull ourselves back. Let's take accountability for the horrible things that we're doing, and let's learn from them and be honest with ourselves. North is different. She's not your child. You don't have to love her. You don't have to like her. But like hell, leave that little girl alone. And that's all I have to say about that. Peace.